What's up, everyone? Today is July 23rd, 2026. While waiting for the parts from Amazon, I'm going to show you the procedure how I remove the catalytic converter for a 2018 Honda Ridgeline. The catalytic converter I replaced is the bank one, which means below the firewall. That's one of the most difficult projects I have done in the last 10 years. So this procedure will also apply to the current version of Honda V6 engines. I mean, in Honda 3.5 V6 engines. Currently, it's in the current version of Honda Ridgeline 2018 to 2027, Honda Pilot 2016 to 2025, I guess, but that's also applied to 2026 and later on, and also the Honda Odyssey, which means 2017 to the current version 2027. So I search a lot of videos in the YouTube, internet, and so on. The most useful videos are from TRQs, and there are a whole bunch of other short videos. They more or less tell some of the key points, but they're actually missing some of the details. And most of the difficult points for the removal for certain bolts and studs, I'm going to show you in this video. So first of all, the tools that's going to be used. You know what? Grab the hat. So what we need is a 3/8 inches ratchet. So this one I like it because it's long, like 2 feet long, and also 18 inches, so 2 feet. Can't remember. It's a gear wrench ones with the 3/8 inches, and also a half-inch breaker bar and a shorter ratchet. But this one is from Snap-on. I like it because it's precise, can turn on a little bit angle. Also, I want to show you there's a small so this one, there's a 1/4 inch ratchet. So this one I like it because it can tangle the head in two-way, and it has a low profile head, so that for a tight space it can reach without any problems. So this one normally used for the 10 millimeters space. And rather than that, there's also a universal joint which can tangle the angles when you try to reach some of the tight space. And so this one is a 18 inches extension set for the 3/8 ratchet, and there's a 12 inches extension as well. So I will tell why we need this. Furthermore, we need two of the I guess this is the 4 inches, right? For a 2 inches extension for 3/8, and then this is another one of 3/8 extension. So for the socket set, so the one that we want to remove the oxygen sensor, so this is the one I was using for the oxygen sensors. Furthermore, the rubber for the jack, I don't need it right now. And then a big clamp, and there are a whole bunch of other ratchets and so on. So this one is a gear wrench. So it's a gear wrench, half-inch ratchet, and also there are some of the Allen keys. I'm going to tell how to use it and where. And some of the socket set like 12 millimeters, 14 millimeters, 17 millimeters, 10 millimeters, and so on. So there's a whole bunch of tools required for exhaust, the rusty nut removal. You also need the bolt extractors. So here originally I use these low profile shorter ones, but lately I realized I need the longer ones. So I bought a set from Amazon to get it really cheap, but it actually works. So the bolt extractor is used to fight against those rusty nuts. And for sure some deep socket here and there. So the whole bunch of tools, and if you're doing DIY, be prepared. This is a tough work. Like I said, this is the most difficult work that I've done in the last 10 years. So even more difficult than doing a replacement for timing bell and so on. Oh, forgot one thing. You know what? The front catalytic converter, I replaced it like last year. So that wasn't a big job. So even though it's some difficulties, but compared to the front catalytic converters, it's easier to remove. It's only need to fight against some of the rusty nuts and remove some of the plastic shell and so on. So that's the introduction for the tools that we're using. And next, let's go step by step. This is gonna be a very long video, but hopefully I capture every details that I have done in the project. So first of all, safety first. So here you can see we're using a jack. So there's a jack spot in here in the front under the bumper. So we jack it up, and then we're using a jack stand in here. So these jack stands, it's a 3-ton, I believe it's a 3-ton, have a safety lock in here. So it has an insert of these metal blocks to prevent the failure of the jack stand. So in here I also apply another one, the other side as well. So the other side has a jack stand. Also in the back there's a triangle rubber. I'm not sure how to describe this, but here is to prevent the slip of the car. In case you have not done it before, show you that both need to be put in here. So after we jack up this car, right, and second, then going ahead, we need to remove the sway bar link. So this sway bar link, keep in mind when this is a 2018 Ridgeline, you know, you kind of where everything's rusted. So first I try to remove the upper nuts, but completely rusted. In here, in the middle, there's an Allen key. You see the Allen key is fully rounded. So rather than remove the top ones, I choose the bottom ones. The reason that need to remove the sway bar link is after you unbolt everything on the catalytic converter, so you need to slide from the middle to the side, get out from here. The sway bar, if you don't remove it, it blocks the way how the catalytic converters cannot be moved out. And then moving to the next, there are some of the parts that I have removed. So first remove is the bottom splash. So this metal piece, the whole piece, need to remove. Then is the crossbar. The crossbar is holding by 4 of the 17 inches bolts. Some of them they're nasty, but they're easy to access. That's not a big deal. Then moving down, it's going to be the very hard part is the bottom of the catalytic converter. In here you can see that so this is the catalytic converter that I removed, and then this one is the one I bought from eBay, like used one. So this one has 30k miles, I guess, but the old one that I removed out is a 2018 Ridgeline original catalytic converters. It has almost 200,000 km, which means 160k miles on it, and everything is rusted. Oh, there's a Mustang going out. And when you remove the catalytic converter, there's also a The washer comes out with the catalytic converter. And one thing that the TRQ didn't mention, actually they mentioned, is when they remove the catalytic converter, like these bolts holding the top of the catalytic converters, right? They say the fastener can come out, but in my case, all four of the fastener doesn't come out. It comes out the studs. The reason is that in Canada weather, you know, they put a lot of salt in the winter time, and then it's everything rusted, so that when I remove, it comes out with the studs. So these studs, when you look at that, the studs, the bottom part, right? I'm not sure you can see it. The bottom part, it's still very shiny. So it comes with the aluminum engine blocks. So maybe the iron metal block and the engine blocks is still shiny. But in the other side, it's kind of, I won't say it's rusty, but it's frozen. Maybe with the combination of salt and heat. So it pretty much seized in there. So I remove. So these four parts I'm going to explain later on. So they were bolt in that way. So 1, 2. You know what? Actually, there's a metal gasket in here. Just want to show you. Originally, it's something like this. Right. So sorry for the shaking because of holding the cell phone like that. So 1, 2. And 3. There's another one in here. There's another one down there. So they're holding something like this, right? So they're actually the other way around, because you know, it's attached the engine block like that. So it's actually going this way, going this way. Just give me a second. Let me try to put my tripod. So it's actually coming out like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I want to show you how and why it's so difficult to remove. The catalytic converter sitting up in this way. Right, so here, so imagine this is the engine block. So the catalytic converter is attached the top in there, and then in the bottom, it holding down to the exhaust pipe. So in the upper side of the catalytic converter, when it's attached to the engine, so the bolt is very hard to reach. So this is this number one difficulties when everyone try to remove the bolts from the upper side of the catalytic converter. So these two nuts, these two fasteners, sorry, in the driver side, right? You can see that. So the catalytic converter is facing that way, attached to the engine in that way. So these two sides, right? It can be touched from the bottom of the car, from the side wheels in there. But these two, you cannot even see these two from the wheel side. So somebody, right, in some videos, so they say, hey, you can actually access those two top bolts from here. But in my case, it's also very difficult, even though I'm able to get hold of the bolts. But because the space is so tight, I cannot get the wrench or the ratchets inside. There's not enough torque to break the bolts, because think of that, it's a rusted and it's a salt and everything combined together. Even though these bolts are specified as, I guess, 33 or 32 foot-pounds. Oh, by the way, so for the size of the bolts, so I need to mention in here. So in Honda, right, the studs, you can see there are two different species of the studs. So these are the M10 studs, and it comes with the, so this is the, sorry, this is the M8. This is the M8 in the top. This is the M8 studs. This comes with the 12 the size M12. So the size 12 in the, as a fastener, the size 12 is so that you use a ratchet size 12, but in the bottom it using a M10. So this M10 is in the bottom. I think of that way, in the bottom side. It's when it's screw like that. So this one comes with a 14 millimeter fasteners. So when I remove the bottom part, you can see in there, actually these two are the original fasteners from the from the Calican motor. You can see that, like I said, it's really rusted. Before then I thought it's a 12 millimeters because it's so rusted. A 14 millimeters socket, when you insert to the fastener, is completely run off, so that I have to use the bolt extractors to remove these fasteners. I show you how the bolt extractors, how it looks like. So here I have 12 millimeter, and I also have a, first of all I use a shorter ones, but the shorter one, the issue from the shorter one is, so this one, right, think of that. So when this one, let me hold down this one for a second. So this one, right, so I'm using a 12 millimeters socket, so that's a deep socket. You cannot really use the low profile bolt extractors because the studs is longer than the usage of the low profile ones. But anyway, for any rusty bolts, you can use the torch to heat it up, or like what I have use the bolt extractors to remove this. So 3 of the fasteners holding the bottom of the Calican motors, and 2 of them comes out without much difficulties, but the last one I have to fight it many times. I ended up have to buy a whole set of deep socket, the extractors, to remove it. So that's how we remove the bottom of the fasteners. Then moving forward, I would like to show you the difficulties or some of the tricks that I have done. By the way, so this one, the upstream oxygen sensors, so it's screwed in here in the top, right? So this one I remove it after I remove the whole Calican motors, and many people stuck in the in how to detach the connections. So I need to show you. So imagine that. So this one, when, let's go this way. So originally it's something like this. So the Calican motor, when you attach to the car, and these oxygen sensor, the upstream oxygen sensor, attached to the pigtail of the wires behind the firewall. So the way how it works is, so this one, right, this little tab, so what it uses is, so it attached to the mounting bracket. So that's, so when you depress this, right? When you depress this, right here, there's a tab. When you depress this, right, you need to slice. In this case, right, because it's attaching that way, you need to move it around to make the mounting bracket detach from here, this small space. You can try to find a way, maybe because the metal is like slide from top to the bottom, and here it's mounted in that way. Then you need to slice it, push it down, actually push the whole thing down. Remember that the metal mounting hardware, it's a piece of metal. It's insert from this one, from this little space. When you depress this this tab, you need to move the whole thing, press it down with the pigtail of the cables, and after that you can easily detach the sensors with the pigtail by removing the clip. That's another clip. Imagine that the pigtail attached to here, then you press the pigtail and then you can remove it. But the key part is that here you need to press this down, press this inside, and then move it down there. Let's try to show you where the pigtail looks like. It's actually in here. So you know it's very high. Like I said, the Honda Ridgeline. I need to have a stand, because even though, I mean, it's very difficult. Even you are 6'5" high, but you have bigger hands, you have a hard time to reach here. But if not high enough, then you can try to see here, right? I want to show you. So this, right? So that's the pigtail, right? You can see that there's a tab in here. When you detach the oxygen sensor, remove it from mounting bracket, then you can easily access here and then detach from the pigtail. So that's what I want to show you. So like I said, many people, that's kind of not many people, I mean, a couple of videos mentioned they can remove the two of the bolts from the upper side, but in my case, it's almost impossible. It's not about removing these these holes, but because of the tight space, and then it's invisible from upper side. I would like to show you that all four bolts can be removed from the bottom side. All right. So moving forward is the second the difficulties or the key points that I note during my installation. Oh, by the way, here there's a bracket. So this bracket, right, it's holding the catalytic converters. So in here, you can see in the bottom. Try to show you how it looks like in the bottom. Right, so in the bottom, so here attach the oxygen sensor, the downstream oxygen sensors, and here is the mounting bracket. As you can see here, it's very much rusted. So it's actually mounted in this way. So in order to take out the catalytic converters, this mounting bracket need to come out. Comes out before the catalytic converters. And also there's an axial heat shield, this metal piece, right? So this metal piece need to be taken out as well. So there are 3 bolts holding the heat shield. So there's 1 in here, 2, and then 3. So it's holding in this way, kind of. So something like this. So or something like this. You know what? Something like this. So this one, I can try to show you. Put the bolts. Where's the bolts? Sorry. So here, don't losing the bolts. So this heat shield originally, so that's the heat shield to protect the axle, right? You can see this heat shield. Originally it's sliding from here. So these are the boots, right? The boots from the axle. The boots from the axle. When you remove the catalytic converter, make sure you don't want to scratch and break the boots. So this one, the heat shield, right, need to be unbolt so that it gives some slack when you remove the catalytic converter. But before you unbolt all the fasteners from the catalytic converter, you cannot take out this heat shield first, because before then I thought, wow, after I remove the 3 bolts I can take this heat shield out, but actually you cannot. You're not able to take out this heat shield until you unbolt all 7 fasteners from the catalytic converter. So that's the heat shield. The second point, like I mentioned, is, so let me take out my keys. So the keys, I need to put it aside. Sorry about that. So in order to give enough space, right? Like I said, we need to go down there, right? So that we need to remove the exhaust pipe from here. Let me try to crawl down to the bottom of the vehicles. Just give me a second. Let me try to grab some of the tools. I want to show you how to reach the top part of the bolts. So in here, let me see the 12mm. So in here, so I take a 3/8 inches extension for your reference. So let me crawl down to the bottom of the vehicles, try to show you how it looks like. So here, to crawl it down. So right now we are underneath the vehicles, right? So in here, one thing I want to show you is, so it's really tight. So here is the connection to the catalytic converter, bank 1, that I have removed for this project. But down there, there's another 3 bolts need to remove. Sorry, need to move this a little bit to the other side. I want to show you why it looks like that. It's very hard. So here, right, you can see that. So that one, these 3, it also has 3 bolts and 1 oxygen sensor connected to the bank 2, which is the front catalytic converter. You can see it there. So in here, so this is the front catalytic converter or bank 2. The oxygen sensor is connected to the connection in here. So that's the, try to show you. So in here, so detach the oxygen sensor cable, and then you also need to unbolt these 3 from the bank 2. Sorry, that's the bank 2 catalytic converter, which is the front. You can see here it's also rusted, but this catalytic converter is easy to access because not much to block. And then moving to the back, right? Moving to the back. So in here, try to move. So in here, so you can see here, that's the downstream oxygen sensor of the bang one. Then we need to remove it for easy work. And one thing I need to mention is the oxygen sensor, when it attached to the catalytic converter, it's way easier to remove compared to the oxygen sensor attached to the exhaust pipe. The reason is the exhaust pipe is high heat all the time, and maybe the materials is different than the catalytic converters. So when I try to break the downstream sensor of the oxygen sensor with the catalytic converter, it's very easy. One snap is I don't think I even apply too much force, and it breaks and it's removed easily. I didn't choose to remove everything of this oxygen sensor because I think it looks still pretty good. And another thing is it's not easy to remove it. Oh, by the way, so in here, try to see. It cannot really focus. So in here, let me try to get the gloves. Sorry about that. So in here, there's a clip. You can see there's a clip. So in here, so it clips to the mounting bracket. I released the clips. There are in total 4 or 3 so attached until the very top of the engine blocks. And then you can see in there, you can see that there's still the pigtail. I'm not sure if you can see that it's around that way. You see the pigtail of the top catalytic nose. Let me try to yeah, that one. Let me try to focus that. I'm not sure you can see that. So that's the one. Right, this one is the top. Right, so that's the top. That's the pigtail that I remove from the top. There you go. Let me go back so I can already see that. So I need to wear gloves. Just give me a second, because I want to show you how to remove the bolts. And in here, right, you can see that the right, so that's the 4 of the bolts that I remove. That's the most difficult part for the project. And it has the passenger side and the driver side. The passenger side can be accessed from the wheel side. I can try to show you, but the most difficult part is the driver side. So the driver side, I want to show you, do a demonstration how to access that. Right. So here, grab my head. No, it's very difficult. So like I said, so we move to the bottom in here. So when we move down there, right, you can see that the so in here is the AC draining pipe. It's actually routing from this holding tab. Right, I detach it for easy work. But here originally there's a heat shield, right? It has the 3 bolts, 1 and 2 and 3. So the heat shield I remove, so that from here, right, you can see that you can see these 4 screws. So these 4 holes. The most difficult part is the driver side bottom hose, which I can show you. It can get from here. So you imagine that you have your extension set, right? You get it from here, from the AC draining hose, and then down there, right? I'll try to show you, right? So when you have the extension set, then you can go there too, right? Attach the bolt from this angle. So why you need this two shorter extension? Because it give you some slack, right? You can see that it give you some slack, so that you can attach to the bolt with the proper angle, like that. And then for the upper side, right? You can easily get from here as well, right? So get it from here. You can see you can get from here. So, but basically just besides the draining hose. So that's the driver side of the boat. So when you remove the passenger side, I can try to show you. You need to get it from the side wheels. Oh, by the way, so this exhaust pipe, right? Like I said, you need to remove before the working on the upper portion of the catalytic converter. So on all the videos they said, right? They said you can try to remove the this after cap from here, but in my case you can see that it's really rusted. I tried to remove, but it doesn't work, so I ended up have to drop the exhaust pipe from the rear end. So here it's holding by two pieces of the so it's really tight. So there's one mounting bracket, so it's rubber right in here. It's mounting to the catalytic converter. Down there there's a exhaust pipe hanger. So the hangers in here. I'm not sure you can see that. Right, the hanger is in here. So that's hold down the rubber hanger. And then the other side in here, right, I also detach the second hanger in here. So after detach the whole exhaust pipe, they drop down like this. So in this case, I don't have to remove these rusty bolts. I mean, you know, Canada weathers, it's really bad. I mean, salt and cold and heat, and to get everything's pretty much frozen. So when you have the same issues as myself, you have difficulty to remove the exhaust bolt. So the alternate solution is drop the whole exhaust system down there, like what I have done. Right, so that's none of the videos they mentioned that they always say remove these three bolts. So this is the after or the third catalytic converter. I'm not sure that if this one has it, but seems like it's maybe welded. It's really rusting here. I mean, if I want to remove these the three bolts, the bolt extractors might not work. I have to maybe use a chisel, a cold chisel, or using a heat or a grinder to cut these three bolts off. So you can see that here, it's this heat shield is really rusted. Before then, I just use a metal wire to hold it, and using a clamp to hold it temporarily. But in this project, once I remove the whole thing, maybe I want to make it a better shape. But for now, I don't want to remove this. Rather than that, I just drop the whole exhaust system down to the ground, so that I have more space. You can see that I have more space to work on the systems. So that's another key point that you can use. So same as what I have used. You know what? I already show you how to remove the driver side of those two bolts. Next, I'm going to show you how to remove the passenger side. So that's relatively easy. You know what? Let me try to to move it out. It's really hard. Oh, nice weather. So like I said, this extension 3/8 inches very handy. Without this, it's almost impossible to do the work. So in here, right, you can see that when we move down here, right, so I need to lie down again. So you can see that in here, right, you can see that, let me try to get this for you. You can see that you can maybe this angle, right, you can use the 3/8 inches to attach the, right, this one and then this one. The other two is blocked by the catalytic converters. You may not be able to remove it, but these passenger side, these two are relatively easier. Oh, by the way, you may need the universal joint, the U joint to angle the 12mm socket. So that's some of the tricks that I want to show you. So again, as a summary, the passenger side 12mm fasteners can be accessed from the side view, and the driver side 2 bolts can be accessed from the AC hose down from the bottom. And then you can, in here I can also see the pigtail. I'm not sure you can see it. I'll try to, let me try to zoom it a little bit. Yeah, this one. Oh, not sure how to do it. So that one. So can't really see it. Sorry for the blurring of the cell phone. Sorry, the iPhone 17. It's very hard to look at. How to zoom it? Oh, okay. So in here, the angle cannot really see well. Yeah. So that's about it. So you can see, yeah. So that's how I explain so that's the difficult part. Driver side. So this one, right? The passenger side and the driver side, and this one, the connections, the connectors. You can see how it looks like, the connectors, the pigtail connectors, connector oxygen sensor, the upstream oxygen sensor, and then the passenger side and the driver side. The passenger side can be accessed from the side view. The driver side can be accessed by the AC hose down the car. But in order to remove the driver side, you need to remove the heat shield. The heat shield here. Show you how it looks like. So the heat shield. So this is the heat shield. You need to remove the heat shield in order to access that. Otherwise, it won't have the angle to turn the extension bars. Oh, another thing is another thing is that these two is called a start extractor. So when I purchased the used catalytic converters, it doesn't come with the starts from the bottom, so that I have to remove from the original cats. So this thing, how it works is that, right? Originally, you can see it's very tight, like this. Oh, sorry, this one's really rolled down over. Right, so it's, imagine that originally is something like this. So it's attached to here, it's very tight. So what this tool is using is so you can see that when you do a counterclock the turn. I need to show you how this thing works. So this one, right, when you do a counterclock turn, you release it's when you do a counterclock, it's getting holder of the studs, right, something like this. So imagine that when you put inside, when you're doing a counterclock grip, it's actually holding the whole studs. When you keep turning counterclockwise, it will take out the studs, but for sure in here it's already very loosened, so that I can use my hands, but you need to use a ratchet so it takes the studs out like that. Then you just doing a clockwise and then release it. So this one comes with very handy, but this studs, it's has a little bit damage in the front. Yeah. I'm going to show you. So that's the one put it aside. I'll put it aside. So that's pretty much all the procedures of doing that. And one thing is when where's the bolts? So these bolts, sorry. So these 3 bolts. So the bolts holding the catalytic converters. So I bought a set of these bolts, these fasteners from Amazon. But compare these bolts versus the OEM fasteners, you can see that the new one has a locking seat. Not sure if that's a good thing or not, but the original ones, it doesn't come with the locking. But from material wise, I feels like the original one, even though it's really rusty, but it has better quality than this one bought from Amazon. But they're not bad. I mean, worst case, just using bolt extractor to damage it. That's the worst case scenarios. I guess that's pretty much all the things I can tell. Anything else? Oh, by the way, the downstream oxygen sensors, the one, like I said, I remove it without much efforts. So this has 3 mounting tabs. So the ones that bought from from eBay, when the guys remove the work, I think that breaks the tabs. Don't know how they remove it, but it breaks the cap. So I plan to maybe reuse the original downstream oxygen sensors. I'm not sure if that's good or not, but it's like oxygen sensors should be good to run for a couple of years more. But the one on top seems like they're slightly different. No, let me remove it. So the color is different, by the way. This catalytic converter is from a 2023 Honda Passport, I guess. They're the same part numbers. But you can see that these 2 oxygen sensors, right? They looks slightly different. They look slightly different. The colors are different, but the tip in here is different. I'm just not sure if it works or not. It should work, but worst case I can replace it from the top, because the top one is easy to remove. It's just as long as you know how to deal with the pigtail and the mounting tab. Yeah, the connections are the same. So any parts numbers? Not sure if it's the Denso or so this is what they say, USA or how it say. Let's see. Not sure if it's the Denso or something. Anyway, we'll try to figure out. I guess I think they're the same. Even though the the mounting tab is different, so the tip is a little bit different, but they should be the same. Anyways, oh, by the way, they also have a stickers, right? It's a 2023 Honda Ridgeline RTL. So that's the from the scratch yacht from eBay that I bought. So that's pretty much all of that. That's a big job. I started these jobs in last Sunday, and by waiting for the parts and looking at videos here and there, today is already Thursday. It's been 4 or 5 days for this project. It hasn't been done. I'm waiting for some studs. So for the studs, the top studs like this one. So this studs like this. I bought a set of the studs like this. Yeah, because even though these ones are good, but for me it's also need to remove the bolts. So the fasteners, it's a little bit round off. So rather than buying the fasteners, I decided to buy the set of the studs and fasteners. These ones are really expensive in Honda. So yesterday I went to Honda dealership. They said that for these studs, right, the stud itself is sells for, I guess that guy says it sells for almost like $20, and for the fasteners sell at $2. I mean, each piece is cost you more than $20, and then 4 pieces cost you $80, and they also need to order. And so I said, well, forget about that. I'm just going to buy it from the internet, even though they're not the same. These are from size wise, these are the M8 by 41 millimeters. So that's what the guy checked the diagrams and told me. So when I measure it, it's approximately, it's an M8 metric M8 studs. The length is 1.75 inches, equal to approximately 40 or 41 millimeters. 40 or 41 millimeters. So these studs, by the way, M8 come with the 12 millimeter bolts. Normally the torque spec is like 23 or something, in the 20 range, but in the back connected to the exhaust, right, it comes with the M10 and 40 millimeters bolt. Normally like that specifications, it comes with the torque is like 30 or 33, 32 foot-pounds. You don't really need to over tight it. I don't think it's gonna break, because the M10 studs is still very strong. And also this one, right, this sway bar link, it comes with a 17 millimeter bolts. So for the 17 millimeter bolts, normally they come with the torque is like 50 foot-pounds. So that's like you can apply a little bit more, but you never apply more than 60 foot-pounds. My memory is like the 17 millimeter fasteners or bolts, normally it's like a 50-55 foot-pound range. Again, here the sway bar link is really tight, and yesterday when I tried to squeeze some of the grease out of the boot, right, so that I will plan to remove or get a new set of the sway bar link. They're cheap, they're not expensive. And by the way, so that's pretty much all of that. So I need to conclude the video. Is the 2018 Honda Ridgeline. It's applicable for all the G2 Honda Ridgeline, meaning from 2018 to the current model. The hard part is that this car, you see, it's pretty high. It's not like Odyssey, you can reach those things. You need to climb to the stairs or stools to get to here. So when I install the studs, I think I need to install from this side. All right, so good weather. So Canada finally have a blue sky, nice weather. If you have any of the questions, welcome to send me a PM or write in the comment. Oh, by the way, the PB blasters it's a mandatory. Spray all of the PB blaster for the rusty nuts. In case you don't have it, it's like $9 a bottom. You need to prepare quite of them. And then the ratchet and so on. So these snap on ratchet is so good that I like it because it's very precise. All right, so any questions, give me a show me a short message. I'm willing to help. Hopefully that also helps when you are replacing your catalytic converter in the Bangwen, the P420 check engine light. P420. Have a good day.